Here at Dyslexia On Demand, we are very aware of the fact that we come with lots of papers and lots of organizational issues. Every single week, you are sent a lesson plan that is full of things that you need to print out and your child needs to manage during these sessions. Because of that, I wanted to come to you guys with some helpful hints on keeping organized. So my biggest suggestion is to go ahead and buy yourself a thin little binder such as this that has the front that you can slip things into. That's pretty much how all binders are made nowadays. And you're going to want to have some tabs here. Okay. My suggestion is that because of the fact that we receive lesson plans weekly, organized by day, that you go ahead and you divide your tabs up by day. So even if you're not sitting right there with your child knows what day to go to so that they're not fumbling through everything. Also, a very suggested hint is that you go ahead and after you've finished your week, whatever papers that you have used, you just take them and you toss them. This will really aid in everybody staying organized. So you can also alternatively put them into another binder so that you can go back and practice. So every single lesson is going to be made up of the same couple parts. So every week you can depend on this. And all of those parts are always also lined out in our weekly lesson plan. So let me go ahead and walk you through where you find all of these things and what you're going to be doing to populate your binder. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so you have a closer look at one of these lesson plans. All right. So here we are. And this is Tate's lesson plan for the week. Not only has his awesome therapist put up what mouth picture they will be using. And this is very specifically for Take Flight, which is the majority of the kiddos in our company. So Take Flight uses these mouth pictures. So this is going to be the mouth picture that's going to be introduced in this lesson. And it's something that you can take out. You have your own at home and you'll take out that mouth picture and just have it ready for the therapist so that she can guide your child into where to place it on their magnetic cookie sheet. Besides that, obviously we have the Zoom number that and the lesson that's going to be utilized. So this lesson is important because if you are a Take Flight student, in your initial white box, you did receive the student books. If you are brand new and you're just starting and you have not received those books prior to starting your first week, don't you worry. We will send you this in that Google link that's going to be sent to your home every Saturday or Sunday. You receive a fresh link to your child's Google Drive where you're going to find all of these papers. And if you have not received that white box that has the actual physical student book, so you don't have to print out so much all the time, we will include the PDF for you to go ahead and locate what pages you need. So that's important, obviously. Besides that, your lesson plan is going to tell you which instant word columns that you're going to be using, for the whole week, if you're going to be using columns, rows, phrases, etc., for you to print out. And it tells you the lesson pages. It also has your fluency passage and any additional materials in terms of reading passages that we've provided. So these additional reading passages, just so that you know, are just supplemental. They do not have to be used, but they're highly suggested because of the fact that they do complement, either the exact reading level that your student is at, or they may also complement the phonetic passage or the phonetic, learning that was occurring in that lesson plan. So let me go ahead and walk you through what all of these pages look like when you do receive that link to that drive, what you need to print out, and how you know what to go ahead and stick in this binder. So obviously we're going to be using this weekly lesson plan as a strong guide. And if you do this once, I always say kind of one and done, maybe on Saturday or Sunday when you receive that link, go ahead and print everything out, populate this binder. So if you are sitting right there with your therapist, we're not wasting time. And same thing if you're not sitting right there with your student knows right where to go and has all the materials at his or her fingertips. Now, of course, your therapist is going to be showing you all these papers as you go on the screen. But remember, we're trying to maintain that multisensory environment. And the more layers that we have, the better. Every child is going to be a different kind of learner, but we also want them to have all the materials at their fingertips to be able to create that baseball game in their brain, which is what I always call it, in order to ensure that multisensory learning is occurring. So having it physically there is really, really important. So let's go ahead and start and look at what the lesson pages look like and how you know what to pull out whenever you are organizing things by day in here. And I promise you, this really can happen in minutes every single week. So let's go ahead and change the share. We're going to bring us on over to a hypothetical lesson page. So either you are doing this through PDFs and printing them, hopefully by lesson 11, which is the one that's on our screen right here. You've already received those physical books. So you're literally just going through, and if you notice at the bottom of the page, you can pull these out. It says lesson 11. So it says everyone that has anything to do with lesson 11. So these obviously, if your weekly lesson page said Monday, lesson 11, these are the ones that you're going to grab and stick into that first binder page that says Monday. Okay. Besides that, you're always going to have to print out your instant words. Now, these can be very confusing because in your Google Drive, you are going to receive a link to an entire PD, like an entire book of these. Okay. So obviously when you open it up, it's going to look like this. And you go, wow, I have 174 pages. So this is where it's up to you that on your weekly lesson page, it will tell you, and let me go ahead actually and reshare that with you. Let's say Monday, it says columns 51 through 60, rows on Tuesday, 51 through 60, on Wednesday, phrases 51 through 60, and then the bottom phrases 51 through 60. So let's go ahead and show you again what this is going to look like. And I'm just going to kind of wing. Where are those going to be? Let's see. Is it on 50? Oh, look at that. 52. I got there immediately. So every week you're going to print out about 3 pages. Now, the instant words 51 through 60, they are all the exact same words every single day. We are just learning them in a different order and a different presentation fashion. So this is going to help trick that brain up a little bit. So if you notice, here's our instant words 51 through 60. This might be what you would print out and stick under that Monday tab. Next page is the rows. You might print that out and put it under Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Okay. Here's phrases that would go under Wednesday. You might even print this twice because the bottom part where it says sentences, this is what's going to be used on Thursday. So again, super simple. And this is what you're going to do with those. So that can often be the trickiest thing that when you're setting up in general. Okay, the last thing that you're going to be using, or your child's going to be using every single day during the lesson, is going to be their fluency passage, their read naturally passage. So on this lesson, student's lesson plan, let's go back and look at it really quickly. The fluency passage is plants, okay? So I actually didn't open plants as an example. I'm just realizing. Let's pretend that it said winter. So we go back and here is that winter passage. So your child is going to be reading this passage every single day with the therapist. So instead of printing it out every single day 4 times, I would suggest you just print it once and we go ahead and just stick it in the front of the binder. Okay. I like personally, here, let me go off the share. I personally, in my binder, this page comes to you, by the way, excuse me, in your Take Flight supplemental file that I send you. But whatever your lesson plan was for the week, you might just want to stick it right behind. So your child always knows where to find this. Again, your child will have access and able to view this on the screen with the therapist, but I find it really, really more helpful for them to have the physical copy to go ahead and read from. So again, this is the way I suggest you get this binder with the see-through slip cover. I suggest that you put this for homework so that you can literally go through and check it off and then erase it every single day with any kind of divider that you choose, okay? But I suggest putting your lesson plan right here, your read naturally right here, and then divide Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever days that you do with your therapist. I hope that this is helpful. And if you have any questions, know that you can always come directly to myself so that I can help set you up. Thanks so much.